Many teenagers and young people start gym training after being inspired by famous fitness stars. Their impressive transformations captivate everyone. Unfortunately, some of them, like Aziz or Greg Plitt, are no longer with us. Motivation is certainly a good thing, and it's a reasonable goal for teenagers who aspire to have similar physiques. But what lies behind the beautiful forms of these fitness enthusiasts who have millions of fans worldwide, lucrative contracts, and incomes that many bodybuilders would envy? Today, we will tell you about the incredible David Laid. Unfortunately, Laid's story is unfolded as expected. Could he have avoided this? Definitely. Would he have been able to achieve the same strength and physique with a proper approach? Watch this video till the end, as we have prepared an analysis of the fate and causes of disability of David Laid, an athlete who has always impressed with his achievements. David Laid is a bodybuilder of Estonian origin, a fitness model, and a social media star. He is best known for his transformational content on YouTube and the dramatic changes in his physique, transforming from a skinny child to an aesthetic bodybuilder. He was bullied in school, but later, he left his past behind to embark on a new path that brightened his life. While most people enjoy the privilege of living with both parents and witnessing their aging, David has a different story. His father passed away in an accident when David was just 2 years old. His mother then moved to the United States with her 3 young sons to start a new life. After the loss of her husband, David is the eldest in the family. The family struggled to adapt to their new home in New Jersey. David was often bullied by his new classmates for being short and skinny. This also meant that his dream of playing hockey remained just a dream. At age of 14, Laid was diagnosed with scoliosis, after which he began strength training with physiotherapists. However, the teasing continued. Frustrated, Laid turned to YouTube in search of ways to gain weight, and it was there that he discovered transformation videos that inspired him to start his own transformation journey. Before he became passionate about fitness, David spent a lot of time in the gym. The young bodybuilder began to build muscle mass, which led him to write about his achievements on social media. Initially, Laid's progress was rapid and easily noticeable, especially since he was very skinny. When you start working out and begin receiving compliments, it motivates you even more, says Laid. He quit hockey and abandoned most of his household chores to train whenever he had free time. It was strange, Laid admits, but I knew that this was what I would be doing for the rest of my life. I would watch fitness videos on YouTube, eat, go to the gym, come home, watch more videos, go to sleep, and then repeat the whole routine. In our world, there are many athletes from various sports who achieve success at different ages and over varying periods of time. Each one stands out in their unique way. David Laid began uploading videos on YouTube at the age of 14. He gained popularity through his rapid transformation. Born on January 29, 1998, he is now 26 years old. There is no doubt that he will continue to offer much to his fans for many years to come. He is comfortable with his height of 6.2 feet tall, which complements his body's muscle mass. For his height, his weight, fluctuating between 185 and 200 pounds, seems incredibly low. This can be attributed to the fact that, although tall, Laid is slim and compact. His muscles appear flat without pumping, but when his body is under strain, it inflates impressively. In favorable angles and good lighting, his physique looks much more massive than what his weight suggests. There has been speculation about his use of a well-structured stack of anabolic steroids and blood flow stimulating drugs. As a result, Laid exhibits a level of muscle pump uncommon even among the most gifted natural athletes. In the photos provided, it's evident how much his muscles and veins swell after pumping. However, David denies using steroids, claiming that his transformation is solely the result of hard work and determination. David gained a significant amount of muscle mass and strength within just 2-3 years, achieving a 460-pound squat, a 675-pound sumo-style deadlift, and a 390 pounds bench press. For an ectomorph, a person with a slender bone structure, and achieving this in such a short time, especially during his school years, suggests the use of steroids. Despite this, there are still teenagers who believe in David's natural approach. Later, Laid experienced severe back pain, which prompted him to consult a doctor. A video by David Laid discussing the reasons for his physical decline was released later. In it, he shows an MRI and explains the hernias in all spinal sections, lordosis, the disappearance of the spine's natural curves, which should normally be S-shaped, as well as protrusions, hernias, and so on. Several vertebrae had shifted and began compressing the nerves with their spinous processes, causing pain. At 20, he felt as if he was 80. Doctors prohibited him from any physical activity, including strength exercises, and advised him to not lift more than 20 pounds. By the age of 21, Laid had become disabled, as even brisk walking caused him back pain. Now let's analyze the basic movements and techniques of David Laid, identifying the mistakes he made. Clearly, if he had trained with a qualified coach, these mistakes could have been avoided. It's important to note that rapid strength progress in adolescence, especially when aided by pharmacology, is risky. The joint ligament apparatus often can't keep up with the rapidly increasing muscle mass. While lifting more and more is a factor, it's not the primary one. In many frontal photos, particularly along the abs and torso, there's a noticeable curvature of the spine from Laid's youth. This explains his reluctance to take photos from the back in a perfectly upright position. At the beginning of his career, the most common images were these half-turns, where the curvature could be mistaken for a natural torso rotation. It's important to understand that even with proper technique, certain exercises, especially those involving the back, can't be performed without risk of injury. Looking at his deadlift technique, it's clear even to the untrained eye that he has significant issues with balance and angles, as well as with back control. Additionally, there's a noticeable lifting of either the heels or the toes. It's even visible from the front how pronounced the hump is along the entire length of his spine during the exercise. Here, you can see the danger of youthful energy and aggression in the gym. He shines with energy and motivation, but it's precisely these abrupt lifts, sharp movements, and excessive arching that lead to injuries. The most injury-prone period for any athlete is during their energetic youth. That's when the body, still growing, is forced to endure serious mistakes driven by ambition, without the necessary knowledge and understanding of the long-term consequences. Moreover, in the final phase, driven by youthful energy and a desire to dominate, Laid, like many others, tended to excessively arch his torso backwards. When you do a lot of bench presses and lift off the bench in that manner, you end up putting a similar strain on the lumbar spine at the breakpoint, as you do in the final phase of locking out the weight in a deadlift. During the bench press, the entire body is tensed, with the legs firmly planted to provide additional stability and energy for the press. Laid's mistake was not only in excessive arching due to a clear lack of flexibility, but also during the most critical phase of the movement. He lifted his hips off the bench, which added even more arch and consequently, an unnatural and dangerous load directly impacting the intervertebral discs. This can lead to hernias, protrusions, and all the other issues identified in David Laid's MRI report. In this segment, the strong focus on leg drive and tension is evident. The video demonstrates how Laid, at the start of the lift, carefully positions his legs and transfers energy. As we observe, the heavier the lift, the more pronounced the pelvic lift and lumbar hyperextension become, leading to an increasing and undesirable load on the intervertebral discs. Another detrimental factor is the standing barbell press. In this exercise, we clearly see the torso leaning back significantly and the lumbar region hyperextending at the start of the press, resulting in a similar load as experienced during the hyperextension in the final phase of the deadlift. This is how he commented on his incorrect technique.
Long story short, I have a few bulging discs. There's a natural lower curve in your spine that I no longer have. It's straightened out. There's some swelling in one of the discs. There's some arthrosis, which is kind of similar to arthritis. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty disappointing to see those results, but at the same time, it was pretty relieving because, I mean, obviously it was disappointing because there's like 18 different things wrong and it sounds kind of tragic, but on the plus side, like I said, at least I know exactly what's wrong. And so the moral of the story is you guys have to be careful in the gym. Again, I thought I knew what I was talking about. I thought I knew what I was doing back, my teen years in high school when I was lifting, but you just really have to be careful because I was so passionate. I was, every single day I was going in. I didn't care if there was an ache or pain. I kind of felt like if I could override that feeling, if I could just push through that, I'm going to achieve the physique I want. I have to go hard, go hard, go hard. Do not, if you have a little ache or pain, do not just push through it. Definitely get that looked at. I know it might suck. I know you want to keep going hard, keep making more progress, but I'm literally telling you, I'm now like that old guy that, back when I was a teenager, I used to be able to lift X, Y, Z, and now I'm all snapped up, so that's becoming my thing, unfortunately.
Currently, David continues to post photos and videos from the gym on his social media, but it has become almost impossible to see him holding a barbell anymore. Mostly, he is lifting dumbbells, practicing yoga, and avoiding heavy loads. He has undergone physiotherapy and taken pain relief medications. In any case, David Laid deserves respect for not publicizing his steroid cycles. And considering that millions of fans worldwide have witnessed his journey to disability, let's hope they will draw the right conclusions. It's particularly impactful because they've seen their idol progress over many years and observed how an incorrect approach can lead to disability. This could be a wake-up call for many weightlifting enthusiasts, helping to moderate youthful maximalism and the energy fueled by complexes, among other things.